The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the September 14th fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. You and I, we get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. And more importantly, and I do mean it, more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered. All you have to do is let those fingers do the walking. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And inside the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fantastic, fabulous, freaky Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, the Dow off 61 points, 26,085 is the print. S&P's down 7, NASDAQ down 41, Russell's up 2, semis are up 7, trannies are up 72. So we got a market that's moving all over the place. Goldilocks is back $8 right now, trade on to $1,200. Silver off 11 pennies. Light sweet crude is up a quarter, leading the charge upside dollar-wise. Booking Holdings, Intuitive Surgical's up 9, Booking is up 23, Align Technology's up 9, BlackRock is up 750. Amazon, dollar-wise, the leader to the downside, off 1 4/10%. That's 28 buckaroonies. Tilray down 15. Wab Tech Corp off 13 or 11%. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals down 8. Of course, I want to look at what do you want to look at. So let's go to our first requesters out here. The first one coming in from Larry. Larry, again, this is not the same Larry from yesterday. He says, hi, Steve. Same confusion with me regarding inflation. It is making no sense. So any comment on your show would be welcome. I'll just read a couple other things. So, Larry, I think the issue is that you're trying to simplify a complicated subject. Maybe that would be the easiest way for me to put it. It just seems like to me that you and many others, okay, but and this is that what you are trying to equate inflation to is one thing, just one thing, as if inflation was like Curly in what was the name of that movie out there? You guys know, when the den was that. What is it? You know that movie? Billy Crystal's in it. One thing, right? Curly was one of the. He was the. My point is if you're going to take, that's right, city slickers out there, and not to be slick or anything, but inflation is not the response, is not just one thing. Many people think that inflation is just about printing money, right? Now, I used to think that, and I used to ask the same question that Larry did. Well, if we knew that we just had quantitative easing to the moon, across the world, across the globe, whether it's yen, whether it was the ECB, whether it was our Fed out here, just printing galore, right? And so right now we should be talking about gold instead of it being at $1,200 at $2,500 or $3,000 or $5,000 if we were going to say that there's just one thing that is responsible for inflation. Many people think it's the printing of money. The reality is, we go back and actually investigate it. We find out that that is just simply not the case. First of all, and we made this remark yesterday, What if all this money gets printed and there's nothing but hoarders out there? Do you know any hoarders in your life? Maybe you even are a hoarder out there. What happens if all that money gets printed and it never really gets into the economy, so to speak? Well, you know who the hoarders were? Do you know who the hoarders were in the U.S.? They're sitting right here. They were the banks. So you got the Fed, buying all these notes, supposedly, and which they did, in a phantom way, increase their balance sheet to $4 trillion or so. And yet 2.8 of that trillion, because if we go take a look at excess reserves right here, this is from the Federal Reserve out here, and you take a look at excess reserves on, I don't know, we'll just use August of 2008. It was about 1.8 million. Yet if you take a look at all that printing in the excess reserves mean it is being hoarded. It is in their pillows. It is in their mattresses. Two of the mattresses out here, $2.7 trillion. Never really got out there. But now that would be assuming that I'm now telling you and justifying for you that inflation is one thing, Larry, and it's just about the printing of money. It is not about the printing of money. Let's say that I go ahead and deposit. We'll just use this. We'll play like you and I are playing Monopoly. And let's just say that I go ahead and make a deposit into the Bank of Z. Yeah, because we can trust Z. He's in our Tiger's Den. If you were going to trust your money with anybody, I would say it would be he. So we go ahead and I put $100 in the Bank of Z. You approach Z and you say, hey, I want to buy this home on Baltic Avenue. Maybe it's Park Place. Let's go for Park Place out there, right? So you say, this is the game of Monopoly. It's still just $100. And so Z says, Larry, you're a great person out there. I'm going to go ahead and loan you 10 times my $100. So it's at $1,000. I'm going to loan you $1,000. I'll use as collateral that home on Park Place. And now all of a sudden, the velocity of money is way larger than what just took place with regard to what the Federal Reserve did out there. And if there were a lot of Larrys out there doing the same thing, maybe Stevie Jr. put $100 in the Bank of Z, right? And then your brother goes out and says, hey, I know my brother's there on Park Place. What's the one that's right next to it? It's right towards the end there. It's Park Place, and I haven't played that game in a long time. What is it? But do you know what, that other property out there? It's kind of like the Ritz-Carlton, I suppose. In any event, you see, that can cause huge inflation out there. There are so many factors to impact inflation. The most important one, and you can just talk to the folks over in Turkey. And you can ask them about what is inflation really all about. If we take a look at the Turkish lira, here is the futures contract out here. And the reality is, when we take a look at what causes inflation or not, it is just simply the lack of confidence in the asset. In this case here, the currency, right? I mean, if anything's going to cause inflation anywhere, it is just simply the lack of confidence. When it comes to the United States, all this political nonsense, BS, crap, Ola, put whatever adjective you want to describe what goes on in our U.S. And you might say, with all this stuff, how is it that people could have so much confidence in the United States? Maybe we are the best of the worst apple that is out there, and we make pretty good applesauce. And you're going to like to eat applesauce. The money is flowing here in the United States. The confidence is here, no matter where you're at around the globe. So, Larry, that's all I can say with regard to inflation. It is not just one thing. That's brought to us by the City Slickers. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So Michael P. from Nashua writes in and says, can we talk about gold on the show? So you ask, and we will. I'm wondering if 1202 is still a support area. Also, can you share your opinion on whether you think gold will go back down to 1192? So great questions out here. So can we talk about gold on the show? We can. First of all, my take is that gold is attempting to form a significant bottom. And the reason that I say that is I'm going to put this, now this chart's a little bit crowded, but I don't have time to redo another chart. I'll draw the arrows out here. I'll draw the two arrows. Let's see, control function 2. So here's arrow number 1, Mike. Here's arrow number 2 down here. And what I want you to notice, what these two areas have in common is they have the, now this is the continuous contract, by the way. These have the Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Those are the black diagonal lines. And when they are drawn, you are made aware that there's a potential bottom or top. In this case here, you and I are talking bottoms. And there's 5 different requirements that are needed in order to confirm this pattern. By the way, this is the pattern that I developed when I was many years ago, and I mean now it's many years because time just simply flies. But years ago, I was looking for an edge. Don't you think a competitive edge? Because I always believe a competitive edge is a good thing to have. In fact, an unfair advantage is a good thing to have, and that's what I was trying to develop here. Now, I was trying to develop it by taking the New American Ephemeris. My copy is on my shelf over here somewhere. And what I did was I downloaded or I digitized 300, actually it was 1,000 years, but 300 years of usable data. They're all, the rest of them are usable. It's just they're so far in the future that I'm not going to be around to use them. I don't think. I'd like to be, but I don't think. Hey, let me get back on track here. I was looking for some secret in the sky. Whether it's a star, whether it's a planet, whether it's something that one planet's conjunction the other, whether one is in retrograde, whether one is in, any kind of grade, A+ grade out there, anything, whether it was the moon was in Virgo or Sagittarius or Capricorn or, you know what I mean, out looking for some kind of edge. And I couldn't find it. I couldn't find anything that was consistent. I could find things that were present at the 87 crash, but was it consistent? Was it there in 2000 or 2007, not necessarily crash, or 1929, or just kind of keep going on and on? The answer was no, it wasn't there. But I found or developed, quite frankly, this pattern out here. And so if we take a look at gold, it appears what it's trying to do is, as it has done in the past here, if I move this back and take a look at this other bottom here in December 2016, that same pattern was present. You go back to August, it looks like in 2015, that same pattern was present. So there is some potential here, just potential at this stage that gold is trying to form a bottom. To answer your question about 1202, the real resistance, we would just simply use Japanese candlesticks. First of all, my chart shows 1214.50 as resistance. That's the top of its daily profile. You and I have to look beyond the profiles just by a tad, because in the trading day of August 28th, it formed a bearish engulfing candle. That is how the market talks, walks, and squawks to you and me, at least on Stevie's show. It produces bullish or bearish candles. So what we know in a bearish engulfing candle is that the high of either that candle or the candles it engulfs becomes resistance. So the real resistance that needs to be taken out is 1220.70. If gold moves above that, it's one more check mark on the box of, hey, Stevie is right. His little tool is in fact identified a bottom inside of gold. 1192 is the bottom of the daily profile. And at this stage, that is still support. What gold is doing is just simply trading the range. Even though Stevie's system says, hey, bottom potential, and it really does look like there is a bottom. Support has not failed, but resistance has not given way either. That's what I see when I take a look at gold. That answers your question, I believe, with regard to support or resistance, or what in the Sam heck it is this guy is talking about. Why is it that he is so confident? The reality is, I'm not confident. I got no more confidence than you do. Right? I don't know what's going to happen. What the heck does that mean? It means I don't know what's going to happen next. But what we do know is that there are certain patterns that, in fact, do exist at tops and bottoms. And it's not a planet. I couldn't find that to be as consistent as Stevie's Rhodes momentum indicator signal. It really is that simple. I'll put that up against anything out there. If you just simply said, Steve-O, there's only one tool that you can use to be able to call the markets out there, which one would it be? It would be the one that identifies bottoms and identifies tops. And I would be happy to take that as the swing trade for the length of time of the chart that we were taking a look at out there. Now, why is gold pulling back today out there? Well, gold's pulling back today because you and I also know, just like Larry and I know, that there's just not one thing that impacts inflation or one thing that impacts price. Well, really, there is. The one thing that impacts price is buyers and sellers. But you and I know that we do not look at just our brethren or sisterin, or what I really mean are traders in the United States. Because if we do that, we're just going to get hammered. And I'm not talking about 2 bottles of Desai 23 kind of hammering or a good bottle of tequila kind of hammering. I'm talking about the kind of hammering where we're going to lose all kinds of shekels out there. We don't want to do that. But speaking of shekels, what we've got to do is we just simply need to go see how is gold trading in the computer, on the computer screens of traders around the world that like to trade this commodity. So you and I, we can go take a look at traders of gold in dollars. We can look at it in euros. We can look at it in yen. And we can look at it in Great British pounds right now. Now, with Brexit and everything else that's going on out there, and maybe a lack of confidence, or maybe I'm wrong about that, I can tell you that right now, traders of gold in pound sterling, that's the very right-hand side of my screen, those boogers out there, they're not sitting there having shepherd's pie, which I think is on a Sunday, not on a Friday. So they're tipping a few Heinekens, aren't they? Well, maybe Heineken? Nah, they're going to drink something a little bit darker than that. But regardless, what they're also doing is they're tipping the scales of gold. They're sellers today. They've been sellers all morning long. They were sellers all day yesterday. You just have to look at, and why are they sellers? They are not seeing the value of Goldilocks move higher. They're saying, hey, Steve-O, you know that RMI, that Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal to you? They're giving me one of these things, out there. That's where you put your thumb on your nose and you do, and I don't even know what that means out there. I don't think it means anything bad, but that's what they're doing. So there are sellers, Michael P., of gold. What we need, in order for Stevie's tool to, in fact, have found a bottom, it needs just one thing. And this one is just the one thing that Curly would prescribe. It needs gold to go higher in all major currencies. He needs every single one of these guys and gals, every single one of these institutions to see gold moving higher in its currency. Because if it isn't, it's not going to go anywhere. Right now, we need the folks that are trading gold and euros to get on board here. It's just right now, our friends in Japan, and they're drinking some good, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. They're probably, the bars are just shutting down right around now. But that's what we need. My take on gold. It's forming a major bottom in dollars, but it's not going to go anywhere until we see the other traders around the globe hop on board. So tell them to listen in on this show. Maybe that's all we need. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
TigerTV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. TigerTV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So Michael P. wants a twofer, and he's going to get it. He says one more. The GDX is strong today. Did that hit support? Did that hit a support area? And so if we take a look at it, here's the daily time frame chart. Let me just expand this out so you can take a look at it, Michael. And we've got a set of profiles that we are using out here. The bottom is 1744. That would be kind of like an ultimate support level. The center line is 1790. Now, the center is also referred to as the point of control. And the way that that is defined on any of these boxes, it happens to be the price point that both buyers and sellers believe it is properly or fairly valued. We'll use the word fairly valued. So that too can be a support level. Of course, we like to see that center line either closer to the top or bottom. Then what we do is what that does, it provides us with a little bit of edge. You know, we're looking for an edge out there as to who's really in control of this box. This is pretty much in the center, Centersville. So the top is 1837, that is resistance. So 1790, the center of the box would certainly be a support area, but what you and I like to really refer to as support is 1744. If we turn the price back on here, what we're going to see that has occurred this week, and this is a box been available for 2 days out here, is yesterday price got up to the top of the box, couldn't clear it, 1837. So you do know that that's a stiff resistance level. Of course, we sort of knew it was resistance anyways because of the gap to the downside on September 4th with 68 million shares. The top of that gap was 1835. So close enough for our work out here. Price today getting down to a low of 1792. The center of the box is 1790. So yeah, it's a version of the truth. Is that what you're going to say, Steve-O? No, but it is a support type of level. Now, the interesting thing here about the GDX, well, two things. One is, if you take a look at the weekly candle, and I do not know how the GDX is going to hold up today, but if it closes above 1789, that means it's got to close at 1790 or higher. We're at 1802. It will actually qualify as a key reversal session. Now, what is a key reversal session? There are three things that take place when the market forms a key reversal bar, so to speak. One, the market has to be in an extended condition. If I look at the weekly chart out here, I'm going to go with, okay, I can see where that is extended. I'll prove it to you, but I can see where that is extended. Secondly, you then need to, the bar itself needs to exceed the prior bars, high and low. Well, from a weekly standpoint, that has been accomplished. And then price needs to close at least one tick, 1 penny in this case here, in the opposite direction of where price has been coming from. And a key reversal can be a actual bullish reversal signal. The preference is that you'd like to see it take place when a pattern completes. Now, I don't really have a good A to B equals CD pattern that I could draw in here. Can I draw one? Sure. If I were to draw one that we could fit to what we want to make believe out here, would look like this. And I would say, okay, you know, it's made about the almost 1.618 A to B equals CD, but that's just kind of an odd looking A to B equals CD, so we can't do that, or I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to blow smoke up your skirt out here or anything. But what we do have, to kind of put it in context, contextual, so to speak, out here, is we have the daily time frame chart that we put over here. Now, you and I just spent a little bit of time taking a look at how markets make tops and bottoms, and I shared with you if there was one tool, just one tool, that I had to use from this point forward to be able to call the markets, I would say, and to put my money at risk, it would be Stevie's Rhodes Momentum Indicator, because it is so good for any instrument in any time frame to be able to call tops and bottoms. What we then have to do is we have to be Lewis and Clark. We've got to be explorers to be able to identify support and resistance. Yeah, Lewis and Clark, they're the ones responsible for support and resistance out here. Well, if we take a look at the GDX and look at the bottom that it formed this week, happens to be the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. Now, what price needs to do to really confirm this bottom is take out that resistance level of its TAS daily profile. Hasn't done that. So the pattern is valid, but still just a tad questionable. If you were to ask me where real support is on the GDX, I'd say 1762. That's Stevie's red line. You won't find that on anybody else's charts out there, but that would be another level of support. So there could be various levels of support that you might want to entertain adding or getting into a position on the GDX. Does this pattern work all the time? Unfortunately, it doesn't. But you get to look at it in real time on all kinds of charts for all different kinds of time frames, and you tell me what is the pattern that you, if you only had one, that you would like to use out there. Now, somebody out there might have said, you know, Steve-O, I like that Tom to Mark setup 9-count. I like the sequential and the combo, but I sure like that 9-count out here. Well, and then if that's the case, then on a weekly basis, where I couldn't really identify an A to B equals C to E to the downside, what I could do is I could tell you that last week was a Tom to Mark setup 9-count. And now this week, it looks like you have a key reversal session. Look, on a weekly basis, price needs to close above Stevie's red line. That's at 1958. Otherwise, anything would just be a counter trend move, and that's your real resistance area as well if you look at the weekly time frame chart. So, Michael P., there is your twofer. And you asked, and I'll bet you everybody, not everybody, but many people are glad that you asked that question. And then you got me obloviating, so to speak, about gold and the GDX. The only other email I've got out here is from Sam. And Sam's is saying, get a flat tummy by October. I might have to respond to that. You think Sam has come up with something? I don't know. In any event, I don't have any other questions. None inside the den, I don't think. But did somebody ask me for something? Ruby just flashed a light bulb. So that means a light bulb must be going on. Oh, can we look at sugar? SB for October. And Ruby is as sweet as sugar. So we're going to go take a look at that for you. Let's see if we can find it. Do I have sugar out here? Where is sugar? Is it SB on Stevie's chart? Now, which month contract is the one that you are trading? Is it October? Let me see if I can see if Ruby wrote that in there. Did she? She did, October. So, Ruby, are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Or what are you doing with sweet sugar out here? Right now, if we take a look at the 60, the 240, the daily, and the weekly time frame chart out here, looks like the daily is about to form a brand new daily profile. And the reason we say that is because you can see that today's candle session has turned orange. And you try to find something that rhymes with orange, and then I'll use it in a sentence. But I can't. But aren't you glad I asked you? Yeah, boy, that's pretty silly. But the reality is, it looks like you're going to get a new profile. So I don't know if you're in, if you're out, or what have you. But you're looking to rebuy. I'd wait till Sunday. And wait till Monday at 1 o'clock and ask me to go take a look at sugar to see if there's a new profile that had formed out here. The question is the pullback that we're seeing today coming back into a level of support? Now, I believe I can go. I don't know if I have the October contract, but let me see what I do have up Stevie's bag of tricks out here. SB, where did it go? I do have the October contract in my other system. I can get any contract. It just doesn't automatically put them out there, which is really frustrating with the folks over at Ninja Trader. But hey, they are who they are. So, Ruby, this is kind of interesting, right? Oh, it looks like I'm going to keep you through the break. I don't have to. Remember we talked about Stevie's red line, what turns from red to green or green to red? Tells you your price oscillator is about at 0. And what you usually see is price and Stevie's red line catch up to each other. That's exactly what's going on right now. 1092, good buddy. 10.4, good gal. Price is right now pulling back into support. Hopefully some. Okay.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Right now, the Dow's off 37, S&P's down 3, NASDAQ 100 is off 21 points out there. And by the way, market breadth here. We had some a request to go take a look at the TAS market profiles for the equity futures contract. So I want to do that, Jay, but also want to go ahead and give you just simply the market breadth of the entire S&P 500 indice as well as the NASDAQ. And still resilient, like we were talking yesterday. Here is the S&P 500, and you can see that the green line represents number of issues trading above the top of the box. So in essence, a breakout above resistance, whereas the red line represents the number of issues trading below the bottom of the box. So a group of stocks that have broken down below support. 85 below support, 208 above resistance out there. So very market breadth strong out here from a bullish standpoint. Now, when you see these crossovers here, they're lagging indicators, but they're good lagging indicators because they really help you to identify when the tone of the market has changed, when the breadth has changed, and they can last for a good long time out there. So the S&P 500 is still market breadth positive out there. Now, the reason why that is helpful, as an example, is if we go take a look at the daily equity futures contract, we're going to see that today, this is the left-hand panel of our chart, that price did what it was supposed to do, which means it got up to resistance, wasn't able to close above. That at least has a 143. I don't know what it's going to be like at 4:15 this afternoon, but right now resistance has held, 29.14. Now, what that tells Jay out there is that if price pulls back into the bottom of its bullish structured box, 28.93, this is the ES Mini, it could be 28.93 to 2900, and market breadth is still positive like that, then that could be or should be a buy area. That is one way to go ahead and utilize that tool out here. Whereas if price comes barreling down and closes below 28.93, well, then what price is going to do is go tag or test the swing point, and that would be the lows from September 7th out there. If we take a look at the NQ as an example, we don't get this often, but we have it now. You don't see a center line of the box. That's because the center is the exact same price as the bottom of the box, 74.50.80. Top of the box is 75.41. Price has been trading yesterday and even today above the top of that box. Price pulled back to the top of the box. Now, if we take a look at the NASDAQ market breadth out here, you're going to see the NASDAQ market breadth is still bullish. Bullish from a breadth standpoint. 37 issues above the top, 16 below the bottom, 50 inside, 50-50 on 100, basically what's supposed to be about 100 equities out there. So, also relatively strong. The buy here, if the market breadth were to remain strong. Now, right now, the NQ is pulled back to support and it's held. It just has. But if it gets under 75.41, Jay, then you'd say 74.50 ought to be a level of strong support. Now, the Dow has been the big dog out here. It's been the big dog all week long. And what it did was it has rejected thus far the top of its box, 26,196. It too has a bullish structured box out here. And so if price is going to continue to pull back, look for support to be around 25,964 to 26,022. Even though the bar is green, that means we're open to serve inside the Russell 2000. Even though it's green, it's mean because it could be a trap. It could be a bull trap out there. And that ain't no bull. Why? Because price is trading below the bottom of its profile, 1725.36. I wish I could go take a look at, all of the equities holdings inside the Russell 2000 to tell you what its market breadth looks like, but I can't. So we'll just simply stay with the profiles out here. Bottom of the box, 1725, and a bit of change out there. So there are your market profiles. I hope that helps you out. All righty, let's go back to the question line. We've got one from AJ out there. AJ says, can you give an analysis of Tesla for a long-term hold? I've had 80 shares from when Solar City was absorbed by Tesla. Once I sell something, it's really hard for me to get back in when that is a good idea. Muchas gracias. I like that. So I think you still have 80 shares. It doesn't matter whether you do or you don't. I'm just simply going to go ahead and give you my read. But you're asking me to do an analysis for a long-term hold, and at the bottom it looks like you wanted to get back in. So I don't know if I'm reading that correctly. It doesn't matter. Let's just simply go look at Tesla out here, which is a bit of a psycho stock these days, the way that it trades. Let's go see what we can figure out. If we were to just simply take a look at the daily time frame chart and ignore the symbol out here, we'd say, hey, Tesla formed an island bottom pattern. Now, island bottoms and island tops, they're not that common, but they do identify good tops and bottoms. There's nothing like finding a good top and a bottom out here. And when we take a look at Tesla, it could be that the trading session of September 7th was a good bottom. Why do we say that? Why is it an island bottom? Well, because the trading day prior to it, September 6th, the low was 278.88. Price gaps down. The actual high of the next trading day is 268.35. So it's got a gap out there. Gaps are our friends, especially on the following trading session, Adi, when the low of that session, which was a gap to the upside, was 271. It created a little bit of an island out there. Here's what that island kind of looks like. It is that yellow rectangle box out there that Stevie just drew. Now, this might just be some type of counter trend rally from a daily perspective, because we haven't seen, for a period of a few weeks, price close over the top of a TAS profile. It says 305.89. Addy may just be the counter trend move. Now, if you have an island bottom, so to speak, and price closes over 305.89, then you've got something. You got a little momentum, but that may be all you have. You're asking me to take a look at maybe a long-term holding, and it looks like you like to hold something for a while. So we'll take a look at, this is not the end of the month. It's only September the 14th. If it were the end of the month, we'd say, hey, how about that? It's forming a hammer candle. Well, we can't say that. So, Adi, if you're looking to go ahead and add Tesla out here, I'd say wait till it comes back to long-term support. And long-term support for Tesla is simply going to be 221.40, and it is at 293.74. So at this stage of the game, all this is really doing is trading within a consolidation between the 250 and the 380 level out here. Hey, that island bottom may have been the bottom that then takes price to the 386 level. But you're looking to get in this for some type of long-term investment when this has only been consolidating sideways for a heck of a long time. When I say a heck of a long time, I'm referring to February of 2017. So to me, that's a heck of a long time. So if you're looking at it from a long-term standpoint, why don't you wait for the 221.40, see if that pops up, and if it does, then fire away. I see we're going to be going to a hard breakout here with 2 questions to go. One from Scott S. He wants to take a look at CLF, and then from Hector wants to take a look at Boeing. So we'll go do that. Let me just put CLF on the screen out here. And what are your thoughts on CLF? Looking to go long once the stock closes above 1237 on monthly close. What are your thoughts? 1237 on a monthly chart. Well, on a monthly chart, I'd say 1162 would be a good price. Yeah. But when we come back from the break, let my eyes go take a look at 1237. That's probably the high from February 2017. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
we're taking a look at Cleveland Cliffs for Scott S. And Scott is looking to go long once the stock closes above 1237. And it does look like to me you're going to get a test of 1237. This is the weekly chart. We looked at the monthly chart before I gave you a number that was the monthly top of its task market profile, but you so well identified the high swing point and said, I'm not going to go ahead and go long this thing until price closes over it. Now, we're looking at a weekly time frame chart. That was the monthly, Scott. So when we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, we're going to see the swing point is the week of February 13th, beginning February 13th, 2017. Had volume of 171 million shares. Right now, the week's not over, but it'll be over soon enough. 54 million shares. It's trading inside that swing point, the bottom which is 11.25. So we're trading into a swing point with light volume. Doesn't mean it will test 1237, but certainly says it can. If we're pushing with volume, we'd say, hey, it's going to go at least test that 1237 level. So whether or not it's going to take it out or not, I don't know. But it does look like to me, Scott, it's going to go test it. So keep those eyes glued to Cleveland's Cliffs, CLF. The final question coming from Hector C. Is Boeing, BA, building cause to make a breakout climb to the 500 mark? 500, he says out there. Well, let's go take a look at Boeing. Here's the weekly time frame chart. Well, I don't know. 500. First, what it's got to do is got to get above the top of its weekly profile. Bullish, a structured box. So probably it's going to go test that area, which is 369.76 out here. The swing point from June 4th had 17.8 million. This week, you're moving into it with 14.8 million, so you're kind of light in the loafers, so to speak. And then we can also go take a look at February 26th, which had 33 million when it was up here. So at this stage, no, I don't see that it's giving you a sign that it wants to break out. Not just yet. But it is consolidating up there. And so eventually, will it get to 500? Yeah, because you know where the Dow's going to. It's not 30,740. It's like 40 or 50,000. Yeah, that's where it's headed to. Folks, so thanks so much for being here this week. Stay tuned. Your favorite polar bear, David White's up next. I'll be back with you on Magnificent Monday. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.